you everybody for joining today. It's great to see, quite a few people who are interested in goal settings today. So I'm really pleased to have you on board. And, with all those online events we have, so it's quite hard to choose. So well done for being here today. Like, you need to congratulate yourself. So we've got 40 minutes today to look at goal settings, and this is what we're going to be doing for the next 40 minutes. And we all know that it's been, another challenging year with the continuity of the pandemic. This global unrest. There is a lot of uncertainties still happening. So it's actually really hard to keep focus on what really matters, and even to dare to dream bigger. Your work will never stop. Your email will continue to flow, and meetings are still going to be back to back, which also will generate some high pressure to reach your goal. So it's really easy to get drawn into your day-to-day and really lose sight of what really matters to you, and something that will drive impact and is meaningful to you in your life. I personally like September because for goal review, because it's kind of like a reset. It's like having a look at what happened from January up to now, and see, if I need to recalibrate, see where I am right now. So see where I want to move forward. So make sure that you have a pen and paper ready in front of you to use, because in this session is really a time for you to get clear about your next goal, basically. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to do an exercise that will get you and help you to clarify your goals. So that's why you really need a couple of papers and a pen. So make sure you've got this settled. And actually 42% of people who write their goals are more likely to achieve them. So that's the data that's been researched on. Ideally, if you can put your phone away for the next 40 minutes, and so that you can completely focus and avoid any distraction, that would be amazing. So then you'll be completely immersed into goal settings. And my intention for this workshop is really to inspire you to get clarity on what you want to achieve by the end of the year. So we're going to work for 4 months to see what you want to achieve by the end of the year, so that we can make it a full year. And hopefully this session will also inspire you to play bigger and to take risk and expand on what's possible for you in area of your life that you'd like to expand on, even under uncertainties. So just a little slide on who I am. So I'm Elodie Levasseur, and I'm the head of international marketing for Universal Music during the day. And I'm also a brain-based coach on the side. And my main mission in life is actually to help people to become extraordinary leaders in their business and in their life. I've just quit my job, so I'm going to be a full-time brain-based coach from October. So I'm really looking forward to that. And this is going to be a great journey, because I'm embarking into the entrepreneurial journey. And over the past 17 years, basically, I've been leading teams within international environment, and I've worked in various different marketing senior leader roles from different industry. And then 3 years ago, I reviewed my whole life and what is it that was very meaningful to me and what I wanted to do. So I trained as a brain-based coach with a Neuroscience Leadership Institute. And what that helped me, it helped me to actually develop those communication engagement techniques that are based on research. And what that does, it really helps a person thinking to improve their thinking in a brain-friendly way. So this is what I'm basically doing. And so I run online workshop, face-to-face event as well. And my main goal is really to help people to really make those connections so that they can become effective leaders in today's world. So in this session today, what we're going to do, we're going to start with a quick review of your past 8 months. We are going to have a look at goal settings. And then we're just going to wrap up. So how does that sound? Thumbs up, thumbs down. You guys good? Great. Cool. So you'll be able to use the chat function at any time as well. So, and, ask questions as we go. It's all good. So we're going to start with a review. So because over the past year and a half, I don't know about you, but the pandemic has left me, hang on with this feeling. How much can I hang on? Like who feels the same? You can write in the chat or put your hands up. Perfect. Yeah, like how much can we hang on? Like how much is this going to continue on for, right? And it's normal because we all crave of certainty and structure. You know, this is part of our human condition. Uncertainty doesn't make us feel safe. Like, and it's normal. And we could keep going like that for a long time, right? So that's why I also think that September is a really good time to actually hit that reset button. So first, we're going to have a look at what happened in the past 8 months that has been positive for you, like those key wins, basically. I don't know if you know, but we actually say we have 50,000 thoughts a day, and more than half of them are negative. And more than 90% are just repeat from the day before. So 50,000 thoughts a day, half of those are negative, and more than 90% of those are repeat from the day before. So if we don't make time really to really refocus our mind on the positive, we really don't give ourselves that chance and opportunity to grow and develop. So that's why it's really important to review back to see what happened before. So on your piece of paper, what I like you to do is to write actually what happened to you in the last 8 months that has been positive. So I'll share mine, for example. So for me, you know, I've managed to keep a consistent routine for 3 months. It wasn't 8 months, but I did manage to keep it for 3 months. So I'm really happy and grateful I did it. I went floating every month. So I love floating. I discovered it and it's amazing. I gave 8 online workshops and I've helped about 250 people. So that was a big win because I had my full-time job on the top. And for some reason, I stopped eating meat as well, but I felt much lighter and it worked for me. So for me, those are wins that I've had over the last 8 months. So I really encourage you to either write in the chat or write on your piece of paper. What were one of your wins? You can share in the chat, but on your paper, if you can write more. So that's for you. So think about like what have been the behaviors and habits that really benefited you, that you probably want to keep. Is there maybe something that you took on to improve your health? Maybe, you know, could have been meditation, or it could have been an exercise that you started, or maybe a diet. What did work for you and that you could celebrate this as a win? Or maybe have you implemented a new healthy habit? What would that be? Or did you learn anything new? Did you develop a new skill? What is it that you're really proud of? You know, what made you smile for the last 8 months? So think of that positive impact that you had. Did you meet somebody, or did you meet new friends? So what improved your well-being, for example? What are you grateful for? So we've got Sally constantly working out and exercising 3 times a week. Well done. That's really good. And Christina, you got promoted. Well done. Hope you celebrated that. Yeah, I mean, every win is worth celebrating. So yeah, you've gone twice to the gym each week since May. Wow, that's amazing. And traveled part of Ireland. Well done. And Angela, you started improvisation class. Yeah, that's great. It's amazing. And Samita, you've taken small step of progress. Yeah, what are those small steps, Samita, if you want to be a bit more specific? You don't have to share in the chat, but just for you, so then you know exactly what are those small steps that you've taken for yourself. Yeah. And Rachel, you started raining in April. Well done. Well done. So think about, I give you more, like 30 seconds more, so that you can really write them down, because in 8 months time, you know, it's quite a long time. So we've got Tom as well. You've changed working industry. Wow. Okay. Well done. You've moved from a house share to moving with your partner. Well done. And more mindfulness presence. You've seen your family for the first time in a year. Yeah, definitely worth celebrating. And that's big wins. And Alicia, you've started working out and gained 3 kilos of muscles in 4 months. Wow, that's amazing. That's so great. Thank you so much for sharing all your wins. All of this is an intake of dopamine here. So much positivity. This is amazing. Yeah, taking daily vitamins to improve your health, Sally. Yeah, amazing. That's fantastic. Well, great. Thank you, guys. And I'm curious to know, actually, how many of you set goals yearly? You know, do you guys set yearly goals at all, like in January? Do you, or anytime? Like, is it that something you actually do, or you did 4 online? Yeah, you've got a couple of people with a thumbs up. Thank you. And I did, yeah, 4 online training development. Yeah, and you always set goals in Jan. Yeah. And thank you for sharing, because I know we have like 4 months left until the end of the year, and it might not feel like it, but there is still a good, you know, a good amount of time to really focus on what matters to you and on achieving what's important. And so when we're going to go through your goal setting for the next 4 months, you know, try to do this with like your intention and action and momentum, you know. So think about like where your vision is where you want to be, and you start with the end in mind and work backward to set those specific goals to actualize your vision. And obviously there is a challenge with everything, right, when we start setting goals, because probably most of you are super ambitious, super driven, and you probably end up taking way too much in terms of goal settings. We all do it. But today, what we're going to do, we're going to set one goal only. So we're not going to try to do 5 or 2 or 3. What we want to focus is only on one that is going to be achievable. And actually, it's, you know, I was thinking last time about what the word goal, like, how do you feel when I say the word goal? What kind of emotion comes up? Do you find this, it's fine, it works with you, it gets you motivated, gives you a structure, or actually the word goal doesn't work for you? It's kind of, it's overwhelmed. Here we go. Thank you, Rachel. We've got patience, drive. Yeah. And it's interesting to think as a word. For example, for me, when I do my finances, I don't like the word finance. So I had to change that to do my monthly finance. I was like, okay, I'm going to have tea with myself. And that means I'm going to do my finances, my budgeting. And that works for me. And for goal settings, it's kind of the same. You have to look what kind of words work for you. So you could call it dream, intention, desire, ideas, aspiration, destination, focus. So all of those can come up. So it's really up to you to see what works for you. So when I'm going to move to the next slide, I'm not moving it to yet, because I really want you to pick the first. I'm going to show you different areas of your life, and I want you to pick one of these areas. So really intuitively, the first one that jump at you, just pick that one. That's probably going to be the one that's really more meaningful to you, or, you know, where you want to set up the goal that we're going to be working on. So here you go. So you've got 9 different areas, and I'd like you to pick one that is meaningful to you. So don't think too much about it. Just pick the first one. So career and business, we've got health, we've got well-being, relationship, financial, personal development and growth, hobby and fun, environment and surrounding, contribution and legacy. So write it down on your piece of paper, the areas that you've picked. And actually, once you've picked it, what does it mean to you? Can you give that area a definition? And I'm asking this because no 2 brains are the same. We're all different. We all think differently. So following your inner compass, Samita, thank you. So yes, think about what is this definition. So for example, health could mean eating habits. It could be exercise. It could be mindfulness or self-care. But what actually does it mean for you? Career could mean work-life balance, skill set, making money. So think about what does that mean for you. So write it down for on your piece of paper. That's really for you. Because we all have our own personal definition. You know, even finance could mean like income, debts, money mindset, could be budgeting. Your environment and surrounding could mean travel, home, atmosphere, or being in your physical space. So what does that mean to you? So I'll give you 15 seconds more, and then we'll move on to the next one. And actually, I'd be curious, what area have you picked? Do you want to share in the chat? Being noisy now. Which area have you picked to see if there is a trend here with all of you here today? So we've got health, yeah. Personal development and growth. Okay, so we've got 2 health and 1 personal. We've got career for Alicia, Rachel career. Okay. Interesting. Perfect. So what I would like you to do now is to really settle in your chair. We're going to do a 2 minutes meditation, like really, really brief. So really settle in your chair and just feel comfortable. You can lower your gaze or you can close your eyes. It's up to you. Just so that you feel just relaxed. So just settle. And what I would like you to do is to take a nice deep breath in. So take a nice deep breath in and exhale. So really settle into your space and feel your chair, wherever you're sitting, and really make this space just for you. So take another deep breath in, lots of oxygen in your body, and just release. And what I would like you to do is to picture yourself at the end of December 2021 and be in your favorite place, whether that's a real place or a place in your imagination. Just pick a place where you feel really, really good, a place that is magical to you, a place that's making you feel safe and amazing. And it is December 2021, and you are in your favorite place. So whether that's a magical garden, by the sea, in Bordeaux, wherever that is, just be in that place right now and see how you feel. What emotions are going through you? And now I'd like you to look back over the last few months, from September to December, and really ask yourself, what did you do in this area that you've picked over the last 4 months that is making you feel satisfied? Like, what did you do in this area that you've chosen that make you feel satisfied? So what are you congratulating yourself on achieving? What did you manifest that is making you feel complete and satisfied? So think about what that is. Is it a new skill that you've developed? What is it? Is it a new habit that you've developed or a new hobby? Did you go on an adventure? So really see yourself at the end of the year, and what are you congratulating yourself on achieving? And see it, feel it, hear it, smell it, taste it, all of it. And now I'd like you to come back into the room you're in and open your eyes and really write down the main goal that you've achieved in your imagination, just what we've done now, in your chosen area. So write that down on your piece of paper and on the chat. So what is this main goals where you've seen yourself achieving over the past 8 months? 4 months, sorry, September. So Samita, you saw yourself more resilient, Great goal. In short, try to get your goal under 10 words. And when you write your goal, think about if you had to wear that goal on a t-shirt as a slogan, what would that say? Or maybe if it was a title of a book, what would that be? It could be also a headline in a newspaper. What would that be? So then your goal is very specific and short. So Tom successfully found a better work-life balance. Great, fantastic. And Sally, be more independent and free. And we've got more productive with evenings. Perfect. Great. So now that you've got your goal, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions regarding that goal that you've set for yourself. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how inspiring is this goal? So 1 being low and 10 being really high. T-shirt slogan, Samita, I love it. Liberté, atomic habits, sérénité. Beautiful. So how inspiring is this goal on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being low, not inspiring, and 10 being super inspiring. 10, amazing, Rachel. 9, Tom, perfect. Yes, great. Yeah. So Tom, you're definitely going to get this work-life balance. Yes, Rachel, I don't think I know your goal. I know it's regarding career. Yeah. Yeah, so great. And so the other thing is that, do you think this goal is achievable, but also challenging? Is this going to challenge you? Yes, perfect. And what will this goal give you? You know, how achieving this goal will enrich your life. Why do you want to achieve this goal? What will it give you? That's very important. So why do you want to achieve this goal? What achieving this goal will give you? Some freedom, fitness base, so more strength. Yeah, freedom from the mind and body. Yeah, thank you. I forgot to share mine. Yeah. And what is the current reality? So where are you now in regards to that goal? Where are you now in regards to that goal? So for example, so here you need to be honest with yourself, right? For example, my goal is to feel more energized by the end of the year. And my current reality right now is, well, I'm feeling low. I have a shoulder inflammation, and I haven't been very consistent with my morning routine. And that's the current reality of where I am right now regarding this goal. Where are you now regarding to your goal? And the other thing is, how do you know? How will you know you have achieved this goal? How will you feel? So how are you going to measure that goal? You know, so for example, for me to be able to feel more energized, how will I know? I'll feel a bit lighter. I feel more positive. I'll be more productive. So I think once I get to that, then I'll get to see, I'll get this fire of life. This is how I'm going to measure my goal. And how are you going to measure your own goal? How will you know that you've achieved that goal? Yeah, so Tom, how are you going to know that you've achieved your work-life balance? Yeah, to set those indicators. Is that something you'll know? What emotions or feelings are you going to feel when you've achieved that work-life balance? Mm-hmm. And the last question will be, how are you going to celebrate reaching this goal? Like, give yourself like permission to reward yourself. What would be your celebration when you've achieved that goal? So what would that be? So for me, for example, I'll consciously stop and look back with a hot cacao because I love chocolate. And that would be how I will celebrate my win, basically, of achieving that goal. So how are you going to celebrate your goal of being more resilient, of finding a better work-life balance, of being more independent and free? Travel with friends, yes. That's a good celebration. And in terms of timing, so I know we've said by December 2021, but is this achievable for you? Is this a good timeline? Or would you like to set it up a bit later, January or February? Think about that as well, because the timeline is really important. Set another goal for next year. Oh, that's your celebration, Tom? You could? Okay. And stop as well. Stop and reflect as well on what you've achieved, because it's super important, just like we did before for your past 8 months, and bring this like dopamine level. Yes. Yeah. And then when you're ready, you'll know when you're ready to set up another goal, because you'll just come back into the flow. Mm-hmm. Great. So those questions are really key to understand your goal, basically. And these are going to help you for the next exercise that we're going to do with your goal. So we're going to have a look on how we're going to create a mind map of your goal, basically. So some of you might have worked with Mindmap before, so it's just a different creative way. Instead of having a list of how I'm going to achieve that goal, so now that you've got your area, you've got your goal. So we're going to create this on a different basic creative way that you're going to be able to look at your goal. So what I'd like you to do is to, on a piece of paper or blank piece of paper, if you can, draw a circle in the middle and write your goal in the middle. So your area and your goal. So mine was well-being, and my goal was to feel more energized by December 2021. So this goal basically is the title of your book, right? So this is the title of the book that you're writing. And what we're going to do is we're going to break this down in smaller chunks. So the first thing we're going to have a look at is the milestones, basically. So the milestones is basically what is it that you need to achieve to be able to go to work towards your goal. So for me, for example, to feel more energized, I think I need to look at my diet. And the second thing will be to look at my self-care, to look at my sleep, and to look at my social environment. And those are the 4 milestones. So we said that the goal is the title of your book. Consider milestones as a key chapter of your book. So those are the chapters to help you out with how to set this up. So try to work at what are you going to be the milestones that you need to achieve to work towards your goal. So write them on your piece of paper. Yeah, those are really key and important for you to know. And once you've done that, there we go. So after milestones, it will be the strategies. So the strategies, consider the strategies as the chapters of the book. So you've got a title, you've got your key chapters, and then your key headlines, basically, and then you've got your chapters. So the key chapters that you're going to write. So you've got your title, your headlines, and the chapters. So which I call strategies. So for example, for me to be able to have a better diet, I want to drink 2 liters of water a day. I want to include more fruit, and I want to limit my sugar intake. So what is it that you're going to do to get to your milestones that will get you eventually to your goal? So I'll share all of them on the screen to give you some inspiration. And I'm going to reply to Sally as well. She wrote, how can we realize a goal is unattainable and not for you to continue to pursue? So think, like, if I'm understanding this right, Sally, so it's you're setting up a goal, but then you realize it's not going to be possible for you to do it. And so you want to give up. I hope I'm understanding this correctly. And I guess, for me, it's a bit like I see goal settings a bit like you're packing your suitcase and you're going on a journey. You're going to travel to a destination. And so you're packing your suitcase, and in the way, there will be things along the way because, things come up. So, and basically it's all in your attitudes towards what's going to come up. And it doesn't mean you have to, you can change the direction. It's completely fine. And actually not focusing so much on the end journey is actually quite good, because then you're kind of letting go and you're embracing the whole journey together. If that makes sense, so the whole travel. So I hope I answered a bit your question. So it's great to have that direction, but obviously whatever happens in the way will make you realize what you're supposed to do next. If that makes sense. So yeah, do let me know if you have questions in the chat regarding this goal mind map as well, because it is really difficult to do. So, and I did this. I was saying before that I did this workshop face-to-face yesterday, and it was great because I could see people and everything and help. So on the chat, I'll help as much as I can. And what we're doing is we're definitely breaking things down in smaller chunks. And what's great about a goal mind map is that you can actually be very creative with it. You can use different colors. You can even add some pictures to it. So for example, on the diet side, I could add a bottle of water, I could add fruits, like some little imagery so that it's very visual. And what I would do is I would actually take that piece of paper, that goal mind map, and actually put it on my fridge or, by my bedroom side table, so I can actually see it. And then it becomes also my vision board. So it's kind of like 2-in-1. So I've set up my goals. This is how I'm going to do it. And I'm going to be reminded with those visual elements. So if you want to be more creative, you can actually play and do that over the weekend or later this evening. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Tom. Yeah, mind maps are really good. It's just a very different way of setting goals instead of having a list and, this is what I'm going to have to do. So then it's just a different creative way of doing it. So great. So take a screenshot of that if you haven't finished and if you want to continue later before I move on. And I know there'll be a recording as well. That's going to be sent. All right. And now we're going to write. So think about, so now that you've done your mind map, you've got your goal, your milestones. So focus on those milestones. And what is it on those strategies? Focus on those strategies. What are going to be the 3 short-term actions that you can take toward your goal, and by when? So write down into the chat and on your piece of paper, because you need to remember what those actions are. So for me, for example, I said I wanted to drink more water because it will help my diet, which will help me to feel more energized. So what I'm going to do toward that as an action to drink more water, I'm going to have 7 glasses of water per day. And how I'm going to track my progress is I'm going to track my progress on Post-it note, and I'm going to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm starting from today because I've already started. So that's a great one. And another one of my action, it would be actually I want to get more sleep. And for me to be able to get more sleep, I need to put my phone on plane mode so I don't want to be distracted and I don't want to look at my social media. So having it on plane mode is probably the best idea. So then I don't have access to the Wi-Fi, or I make sure that it doesn't work. And so I'm going to set a reminder tonight, or make it as automated that my phone goes on plane mode every night 1 hour before I go to bed. So think about what will be your 3 short-term action and write them into the chat and on your piece of paper so you can remember. So writing them into the chat is just so for you to be accountable. So don't forget to schedule it, right? To like, by when are you going to do that? That's really important. Marie Forleo, who is an American life coach, she said once, if it's not scheduled, it's not real. So anything that you can schedule, even after this call, just really schedule it. Like really do it, put it into your diary, into your agenda, post-it note, whatever is going to help you to remember. So what are going to be those 3 actions that you are going to do? At least share one with me in the chat. I think it'll be good to see. Okay, so Christina, you're going to track weight for different exercise so you can see your progress. Well done, well done. And when are you going to start doing that? From today. Perfect. And how are you going to track your weight? Do you know? Is it an app, or is it you've got all this sorted? And Tom, so you're going to listen to music when you're coming back from work. Okay, great, perfect. So you can start this today, I guess. You can go outside in the evening for a walk. Perfect. And can you do this tonight as well, or tomorrow? And you're going to take shorter break at work during the weekdays. Perfect. And so when can you start this? Perfect. That's very good, Tom. That's amazing. Yeah. And Angela, you're going to eat more veg. You're going to make a big batch of ratatouille this evening. Perfect. You see, that's great. Action taken. Yeah. And perfect. So when you do your ratatouille, tag, put it on Instagram and tag Dream, Sparkle and Shine. I'll be your cheerleader. Well done, Angela. And Christina said you've got a notebook where you're writing everything down. Perfect. And Tom, definitely doing this today. Well done, guys. So this is how it works. So now that you've got your goal, and you're super excited by the impact it's going to have in your life, and you've got your 3 actions that you're going to do, share your goal. Share your goal with a friend, because you're more likely to succeed if you're going to share your goal. And even if you want to succeed more, find somebody as an accountability partner where you can actually give them progress on how you're progressing to your goal. So sometimes this might be another step, but if you can share it first with somebody, this is what I'm trying to do, and this is why I want to do it. So actually that works really well as well. So I highly encourage you to share. So we're going to wrap up. So today we've done a quick review on your biggest win for the past 8 months. We've looked at setting up an inspiring and achievable goal for the next 4 months. And we've looked at your mind map and the 3 biggest action. I'd love to know, what is your big takeaway right now? What is your big takeaway? Is a big thing that you're taking away for today? Very info. Thank you, Rachel. We missed you, Rachel. We missed you. And Alicia, perfect. Thank you. Great. Well, thank you, guys. And I'm hoping, that you're getting excited about it. So thank you for participating.